好了，我们这边可以开始了。
Okay, guys. I think we are live, on Binance Live channel. So I'm very honored to be hosting the events again. Thanks to Blocklike, they are the main organizer, and I'm the host for tonight. And my company, Labs Group, is the co-organizer. So I'm honored here to invite all the guests. Later, I'll let them introduce themselves. So. Just a bit on myself, right? I'm the CEO and founder of Labs Group. We are in digitized real estate investments. So because of that, we invested in Arena Esports Hotel, which is a very unique concept. That means a boutique hotel that targets young people and try to bring them into the esports economy. And we want to introduce them Gamefi and all this. And because of that reason, we also got into GEM's Gamefi and Esports 3.0 platform, which we have Andy here, the CEO of GEMS. And then, of course, we have, the guests from Plutonians, FOTA, VaultN, World Overlay. Everyone is in gaming. Yep. So they're going to tell us a lot about, AAA games and Metaverse. So let's start, by having maybe Andy should go first, right? And tell us, what do you think constitute AAA? And tell our guests, what is your vision of Metaverse?
Hi everyone. My name is Andy Ko. I'm the CEO of GEMS, co-founder of Game One, and also CTO of Arena Esports. So I'm the esports, blockchain, and also tourism guy. I've been in the since 2016. I'm a Singaporean based in Vietnam. So like what Yuan said earlier on, right? Why the AAA games? So if you look at AAA games, and I'd like to mention for the benefit of the host here, which is also FOTA, AAA is actually, first you guys need to know, is derived from a US system. It's actually grade A is the highest possible mark, right? So because of the amount of money involved in the productions, graphics, and also because of the predecessors set by earlier title, Call of Duty is one of the example of good AAA games, right? So when we have got good graphics, when we have got good story, and also the game through, the next thing is with Web 3.0, we know what if that can be a more immersive experience through a virtual reality, which is why the birth of Metaverse. Look at the three tech giants, right? There's no clear winner right now. If I could like simply put, to understand AAA games and Metaverse, you need to look at the Metaverse giant, because there are already a lot of AAA games in the traditional world. And right now we are bringing AAA games and building in the blockchain world. So, but then through that, people can monetize, people can trade the NFT. There's a lot of things because of the benefit of blockchain, Web 3.0, decentralization, sharing economy, that it brings to a new realm of AAA games plus blockchain. And I see AAA games plus blockchain plus Metaverse, right? So having said that, Microsoft being now the king of leader and trying to work, create the work environment in the Metaverse. And we have Facebook, who is the king of social, trying to build in the Metaverse. And now we have got two giants from blockchain, Decentralized Land and also Sandbox, who are focusing to build lands in particular for blockchain games. So when you got AAA blockchain games, which is now being very popular because there's investment, there's game of truth, there's trading, it makes sense when the other infrastructure technology partner like Sandbox and Decentralized is building the land ready for the games to be able to enjoy by the gamers in the Metaverse world. So I think it's very exciting, to see how these three companies, and not to forget, right? Microsoft recently has buy over which company? Anybody know? Microsoft, who has they buy over?
Activision, yes.
Yes, that sales was $67 billion. And I think Microsoft wants to bring the AAA games into Metaverse through their Microsoft Mesh technologies. So, and it's very exciting, right? How is the future is going to look like with the traditional tech giants and the blockchain tech giants are building the infrastructure ready for Metaverse.
All right, guys. Actually, I'm being forced to stay at home, so I'm not in my usual comfort zone. So I've been, I make a mistake, without asking you guys to introduce yourself, right? So Andy, please do that again, and then the rest will do a quick one here.
Okay,
Yep.
so hi
What
everybody.
is your project about? Yeah, so they need to know, right? Yep.
Yeah, okay. So if I may allow to introduce, right, GEMS basically is the Esports 3.0, and we want to propel into blockchain. So think of us like FOTA, you are bringing AAA games into Metaverse. We are bringing esports into blockchain. And when I talk about esports, I know everybody have a lot of facial expression. Yes, we know how mature is esports, which is why we feel that with so many Gamefi projects, with so many Metaverse projects, with so many social and marketing projects in the blockchain world, how about now we build a supermarket to put everything together via an online platform format, and thus allowing gamers, fans, streamer, broadcaster, predictors, and team manager, sponsor in a platform that they can conduct and use all the digital services within our platform. And we know that we cannot just build blockchain alone, which is why we also embrace traditional games in our platform. Think of us like the Amazon, which they started books 11 years ago. Books was very popular, right? So Jeff Tang, why not just build a platform and put all the bookseller together? It's the same thing. Game is with the millennials right now, but then right now it is too many applications serving different kinds of needs for the gamer, which is why I feel, and we know that by building GEMS, being an online GameFi aggregator, we can put everybody together and promote blockchain games in a way faster to everybody that is currently playing. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks for the comprehensive introduction. Next, we move to FOTA. William, come, tell us who you are, what you want to achieve, and where you guys will bring us to.
Thank you so much, Yuan. Appreciate it as always. My name is William Doe, and I am a brand builder, an investor, and I would like to say a storyteller. So on behalf of HOBBIT Investment today, I'm here to proudly represent the core values in the projects we invest heavily in. I can say right now that we prefer to invest in AAA games and Metaverse projects. I like to bring on this panel discussion, the experience while working with them. It helps to collect quite an abundance of data in regards to the stress and the problems its project has to face. We now can, live in a different space through technology, and even maybe it's another dimension of life. We yearn to see such as, I'm not sure if you guys heard of these names, but these are my favorites. Sword Art Online, or even like Ready Player One. So how do you imagine a world where people earn money living while playing games? It's happening whether we like it or not. I mean, some say it's because of COVID. I've been in quarantine for the last couple of weeks as well. I can tell UN is right now currently doing that. Some say it's just inevitable. People will have less choice and work harder to earn a living. And blockchain gaming, in particularly GameFi projects, will lead the way for a whole new world. And we'll with new type of jobs, careers, lifestyles, habits, and even many more that is yet to be discussed. So what is FOTA? I'm bringing FOTA on this panel discussion because FOTA is a new AAA game. You know, for me, AAA game means a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of time. It's, you know, it's what we're building that sits at the crossroads of exciting new gaming technologies. The game itself relies on the Unity 3D engine to deliver a hyper-realistic game world that will form the basis of our metaverse. So what our plan is to make FOTA a strong force to be reckoned with when it comes to inviting traditional gamers, aka mass adoption solutions, into blockchain gaming, especially with, you know, game NFT. It also needs to be the pioneer, you know, in building a game world that will form the basis of our people's definition of metaverse. You know, I would love to dive in more into what is metaverse. But for us at the moment, we are currently the one of the few projects. I can't really say a lot of information regarding the confidential information that we have with Microsoft, but we are R&D, their R&D development collaborator. So we do have a little bit of you know, the insights to where what is, you know, metaverse can become. This is a form of mixed reality. I mean, who knows what is the right definition to it? I have an idea, but until we actually experience it widely enough to form a society that can make a difference in the real world, most people wouldn't be, you know, would be taken back at, you know, the first sight. So as I mentioned above, things would change vastly for all of us, and especially with the gamers. And the gamers will be the new rising stars in the field of, you know, job listings. So FOTA, for me, it's a simple way for us to invite the traditional gamers into playing a game that is fun and can make money. So thank you so much. This is my introduction.
I think you mentioned two very important keywords: make money. Wow. Okay. Let's learn more about it later. Yeah. So next, can we have Plutonians? You know, introduce your project.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And yeah, thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. Yeah, so I'm Till. I'm the CTO of Plutonians, and you know, I like to think that I also have a little bit of input on the game design, but I definitely can't take all the credit for all the amazing work that the team does. I think I'm similar to William D. I feel very much like a storyteller, but the Plutonians approach to the metaverse is unique. I feel in that you know, we aim to put well, you know, first up, how do you even construct a metaverse? So we want to basically put the game building tools into the hands of the players and let them tell their stories in the metaverse. But I think to the question, you know, how you know, I'm not going to define a AAA game in the general sense. I think what's probably more interesting is my personal take. How I define a AAA game is essentially a blockbuster, right? And you know, I know Andy said, you know, it's an American concept anyway. So it's kind of the best of the best. But you know, AAA games, you know, for me, in my mind, it can go two ways. You know, you have a AAA, you might have a AAA budget, but not quite a AAA reception to that game. Or you might, you know, for example, you know, a lot of games I love, like Katamari Damacy. I think, you know, that was maybe $500,000, 100 million yen. But in my mind, that's a AAA game experience. So I think for me, you know, contrary to perhaps, you know, a lot of AAA games, they kind of suffer from that category in that the budgets are massive and the teams are massive. So they are constrained in the kinds of experiences that they can actually create. You know, some teams push through that, like Destiny. I think the team at Bungie do an amazing job of staying true to that gameplay vision. But yeah, for me, I think, you know, a AAA game is a AAA experience.
Cool. Yeah, that's a very good definition. Yeah. So I'm not really a gamer, right? So you are saying that you know, AAA is in accordance to each definition, right? In a way. Cool. Yep. So next,
Yeah.
maybe we have you know, Emrah from VaultN. Tell us, you know, because Emrah can see it, I think, from a very unique perspective, given that they are in the digital content delivery. Emrah, your turn.
Yeah,
Tell us
thank you.
about
Thanks
yourself.
for having me and my project here on this platform, Yuan. It's an honor. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm the founder, co-founder, and CEO of Vault Network VaultN project. And what we are trying to do is just basically leveraging the power of NFTs to distribute license keys towards the whole video games industry. Let me go a little bit about before the project, like actually a little bit about the metaverses and what is actually AAA game, and then we go towards like what we solve with this. So first of all, what is AAA game is a nice question. It can change from person to person, and as Till said, it's actually an experience, of course, because there are like many games who are trying to have the budget or the marketing power, etc., but actually cannot give the experience of a AAA game. And that's why they're just actually got very sad stories. But also, of course, budget, the team, the marketing power, etc. But one thing very important, I think, to become a AAA game is the distribution. Because if you don't have enough reach to the community and you expect people to find you rather than you go to their table or to their own area, or that where they can find you and play you, it's a little bit harder to get a AAA tag on top of because then you don't have the community. So let's think about the biggest AAA games like Call of Duty, like Red Dead Redemption, etc. You know, all these games are with experience, with the team backing them, etc. But also they have the biggest distribution reach, so they are everywhere. It's like Coca-Cola. You can find them everywhere in every shop, right? So that's very important. And with VaultN, this is what we are trying to solve as a distribution system. We are agnostic. We are not a game company. We are not developing our games, but creating an infrastructure to distribute games and hopefully bring in the Web 2 and Web 3 games and audiences together and combine them in a singular network. Besides that, while saying that, what is Metaverse is also very interesting, because actually Metaverse is not, I think the first Metaverse that I've experienced was Sims, you know, when you play that person. And since then we have like many Metaverses actually came into our lives. What was it, like Minecraft is a metaverse, Roblox is a metaverse, Second Life was a metaverse. And I actually had the chance to closely see the development of a metaverse before, around like 2010-11. Huh? But what changed then? Suddenly metaverse became metaverse, really, today's aspect, besides like Mark Zuckerberg's declaration that they're going to change towards their focus towards that direction. I think what changed was now we can really own a digital asset. Now we can actually own and trade a digital asset. Then that brings value, additional value to the game, to the user, to the other party that is basically interacting with the game. Before, we could have a character, we could change the clothes, we could change the furnitures or like the surroundings, we could buy stuff, we could own the sword, etc., but we couldn't carry it with us. It was not ours, it was the game's. If you delete the game, it was gone. Now with blockchain and NFTs, we can actually have the ownership, and that changed the market. Now we are talking about real value, because once we own a thing, it becomes, then we are searching for, okay, how can I make more value to it? And I believe right now the industry is, of course, like in this baby steps, like coming towards that direction. But once we actually can create an infrastructure or like marketplaces or exchanges that we can actually bring more value to those assets that we own singularly in the game. Exchange it, sell it, buy it, put it into another game, move it to another location if possible. Then it will be creating even more value for the industry and the more value for the games. And that's why we are agnostic. That's why our vision is also try to make this happen, pretty much.
That's really cool. Yeah. So next, we have world overlay. So tell us, I think world overlay is trying to create the metaverse for gaming. So tell us more about it. Yeah.
Thanks, Yuan. Thanks for having me here. Hi, guys. I'm James Lee, the founder of World Overlay. For me personally, I come from a background in blockchain development for the last 3 years. And before that, I headed a cryptocurrency trading company. So for World Overlay, we are a project that has been in a year of the making for me and my team. And what we are is a new virtual worlds creation platform powered by blockchain and industry-leading game development technologies. Through World Overlay, we want to allow users to create a wide range of content, experience interactive virtual worlds, and play in immersive open world games with friends. Besides being an avenue for social networking, play, and creative expression, users of World Overlay will also be able to monetize content that they create and also in-game participation through our digital asset marketplace, where Metaverse-enabled NFTs are traded. So we are not exactly a game, but rather a platform where we can onboard games and as well as create gamified virtual worlds for other people to enjoy. So when it comes to the definition of blockchain-based AAA games, my interpretation of I mean, there's two parts here, right? One is blockchain-based and one is AAA games. So my interpretation of blockchain-based games are basically games that utilize blockchain technology on a mainly transactional level and potentially for specific gaming components that require a high level of security, such as your in-game state or your progress data for the user. AAA games, on the other hand, is like an informal form of classification for games where, like my previous speakers have already talked about, they are produced and distributed by a major publisher, which typically has a larger overall budget compared to an indie game studio. So I think blockchain-based AAA games can be seen as the next step forward in blockchain-based gaming, and which something that both crypto native and traditional game developers are working on to advance the current offerings of blockchain simple games into something with more sophistication, depth, and immersion. Yeah, so that's it about my project and my interpretation of what blockchain-based AAA games are.
Okay, so we have one round of explanation on AAA games and how AAA games can get into the metaverse and reap the benefits and all this. So we heard a lot of people talking about, GameFi, metaverse and all this. But for the more, lesser known people, that's one big question, right? Is blockchain ready for AAA games? Marrying up with the metaverse. Maybe you can start with James, So do you think blockchain is ready, to take on the big games and all this?
Do I think whether blockchain is ready to take on the big games? So that's the question, right? Okay. Yeah. Yep. So I think blockchain blockchain-based gaming is not really in opposition to traditional game industries. The benefit of having blockchain as a layer when you build games is that you have the benefit of blockchain integration, right? Which is trustless transactions, more security, and you also get the opportunity to integrate with NFT assets, and that provides an incentivization layer for content creators to monetize their creations. And that's something that I believe all blockchain gaming projects are working on, where we incentivize people to build content, right? Like be it game studios or independent creators, and get rewarded for that. And on the other hand, with NFT assets, you also have the opportunity to implement play and earn features and mechanisms where players are incentivized to adopt a platform and play to earn token rewards, basically. So I think these things are not in opposition to traditional gaming. In fact, from my understanding, many traditional game studios are also seeking to incorporate these elements into their new games as well. So we are at the forefront of this, and it's up to us to kind of like see where we can go from here, right? And yeah, and provide the necessary tools for people to build better stuff on the blockchain as well.
All right, guys. So now we are talking to all the innovators in the industry here, right? Early movers here. So maybe Andy, tell me, the same question: is blockchain ready for AAA games, in your opinion?
Yeah, you look at the blockchain infrastructure right now, right? And we all know the key benefits of having blockchain, which is why Gems know that instead of bringing blockchain into the esports world, we bring esports into a ready infrastructure blockchain because of the benefits of smart contract, digital wallet, together with the technology wave of Web 3.0, sharing economic decentralization. So blockchain is ready. In this context, we bring esports into blockchain, and it makes a lot of sense that we bring AAA games into Metaverse instead of Metaverse into traditional AAA games. Because if you do that right, earlier on, I think everybody already agree, right? What are the main things that we can, by having AAA games into this Metaverse, because of monetization? You talk about money, Yuan, everybody wants to earn money. Now we want to allow from gamers to developer in an open world concept that based on the things that they do, they get monetized. There is commercialization benefits because of blockchain, smart contract, and digital wallet, right? And the last part, most important, is the socialization. Ultimately, with full decentralization, I believe developers are able to allow the players to run free and unfettered, deciding who live and who die, and then not forgetting the game of truth. With AAA games, you look at Minecraft, right? Minecraft, why is it so popular? Because it's free. It allows everyone to do something. But Minecraft is a 2D version. And today's topic, thanks to Cabin VC, we are talking about why AAA games plus Metaverse is the next generation and most talked about because of the intensive graphic. Minecraft is so boring. Sorry, my son play Minecraft, so I know a lot about. What if Minecraft today become a AAA kind of graphics, and then we put them in Metaverse with all those benefits that I talk about: monetization, commercialization, socialization, decentralization. With all this benefit, I tell you, it makes the users want to do games, AAA games in Metaverse. And also, I think FOTA is already a few steps ahead, right? They know that Microsoft Move is going to do gaming in Metaverse world, and they are built on Microsoft Mesh technology, which is why I'm very excited to also see how FOTA is and what are his thoughts also, and why he feel, which I personally have my own thoughts about Microsoft Mesh being the leader in terms of Metaverse technology. Yeah, maybe,
Okay, so
yeah.
So it sounds like William from FOTA has the secret sauce, right? So William, tell us your secret sauce and how you make blockchain ready for AAA games.
It's too early of a call for me to make, man. I don't have the secret sauce to make any AAA game succeed, but I would like to believe that we're very close, right? For AAA games, I personally think that it has to hold up to a certain standard, such as spending for marketing, quality talents, and especially building community. There are things you can do and you can't, but the people will always be the key or the problem to the success rate of a project. You have all that combined, we have less risks of failing the business. For me, when I invest in FOTA and build FOTA, it's more of the initial stage of inviting the users from the traditional investment industry to the blockchain industry. So I want to create a gateway, and I believe the AAA game, as I mentioned previously, is also a gateway for us to invite them in. And when we do that, there are many obstacles, especially for the AAA games such as FOTA to face. And I can tell you right away, it's when we have the money. With or without the funding, we can still be able to have the game. We were having the first internal testing game, and then we managed to move ahead with the open beta testing for a lot of people to join and test the game out before we IDO and then release the official gameplay, right? But then there's so many things coming up like bugs, feedback from the gamers, and especially the commitment that we already set that we will deliver. But then there's such things coming up like the market is going up and down. The launching partners are giving us terms and the conditions that we have to oblige or align with them and stuff like that. So I'm in between from the launching partners, the VC partners, the marketing partners, and the project, right? I'm trying to protect the benefits of both sides. But when it's a AAA game, the money game, the amount of money involved makes them, easier to, I guess, have more conflicts with each other. And this is where the people come in. So to me, Andy, if you wanted to say that, the AAA game can be bringing into the blockchain gaming world, my answer is yes. But should it happen now? I doubt it, because do you know the secret sauce to have a normal Gamefi project to win? Not even yet. And how is it, even harder for a AAA game to succeed? That is the question. So it's, really back to you guys, where you guys wanted to even build an ecosystem on esport gaming, which is, I'm very interested. And, this is why we talk a lot over, the past couple months to be able to build together this ecosystem together. So it's really back to you, Yuan and Andy. Why do you guys, why are you guys in this industry, and what makes you guys, interested so much so that you want to build a whole ecosystem for these kind of games?
Yeah, maybe I would like to contest a little bit on that. Thanks, William. Okay, so we all know, right? I think framework, the games, the AAA games publisher developers are there. So I call them the game publisher. Next, the infrastructure is there. Look at how many people, the tech giants in traditional world and blockchain game company, decentralized land and Sandbox is doing great job to create a lands for free world for people to buy a piece, which is like, that is also one of the reasons why World Overlay wanted to offer that immersive experience with AAA games kind of graphics and immersive experience through Metaverse. However, I think the biggest challenge is not really the AAA games or Metaverse in my perception. I think the hardest challenge for any one of us here, and we all know that, is the blockchain education part. Because when we got NFT, we got digital wallet, we have to change the mindset. Yes, AAA games plus Metaverse is a game changer in this 20th century. History will be rewritten because games can be enjoyed in a virtual reality way. But I think because of the monetization, the commercialization, and blockchain, is going to be sort of showstopper for educating the people, even how we don't even want to tell them before playing the games, you must understand the blockchain technologies. And I think the education part is one of the toughest, which is why I don't have a fixed solution, but I only know one thing. How did Apple make their software popular, App Store, right? Before Nokia, we never had App Store. Steve Jobs built a software that the whole world can use, a platform software the whole world can be used. And one of his successes is building offline store in every country. We have to learn from that. I mean, I'm not talking only about tech giants. I'm talking about all the big brands today. They need the offline to do the community connection, outreach and education. Without all that, it's like you have the best technology, no one is going to use it because of its complexity.
All right. Yep.
If it's okay, I would like to say something about this topic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the purpose of the of a
Yeah,
panel
okay.
discussion, right? Yeah.
There are good angles here from the, of course, looking from the blockchain gaming side, but let's say I'm coming from the more traditional side of the gaming industry, and I have, I think, quite understanding of the traditional side of the gaming industry. So the question is nice, if the blockchain is ready for the gaming. I think also the question from the other angle shall be the game, if the gaming industry is ready for the blockchain games. So that's the biggest, because that's the $200 billion part of the industry at the moment, and this is where all the audiences and all the big guys are and small guys are, etc. And the amount of the games that are being made in the Web 2 version is actually huge at the moment still. So that's we can start maybe something like this. When there's a big change in the technology happens, there's cracks some of the parts of the industry, and then there the resistance happens. For instance, Steam right now, right away, just after the blockchain games was in the market, Steam just basically blocked and said, like, we are not going to allow blockchain games to be used in our platform. Then first of all, you lost the biggest, I'm not saying that you lost, but we lost the biggest platform in the world at the moment. Why they did it? I think that's that they found out blockchain games can be an existential threat for them in the long term. So what they will do is just basically going to try to slow down as much as possible, but the genie is out of the bottle. So either Steam will change itself, or they will just have to change at some point, or people will change them, you know?
Kara, James is going to change them because we are their biggest competitor right now.
We will be there to help you, you know? But also, like, you have to understand, we have to totally understand the industry, because I like the blockchain games and this future metaverse, etc. But we have to also understand that Ubisoft and let's say most of the game companies are still selling CDs. You know, we are not past that point yet. And we are talking about, like, maybe we are going like 5 to 10 years away forward from the industry, which is amazing. But then we will need to be patient a lot, and we will need to explain this slowly to people in time, and this will come. But that's why it's very important to find ways to enter to Web 2 or like traditional audience areas. There are like many incentivization can help that, but also we have to find a way to work with the industry giants and bring them to the level, and also help to distribute games and be accessible to everyone. Because in the blockchain game side, there's funding. I can understand that. There's huge funding going on. They're very clever investors and entrepreneurs. They're very good game designers. And there's no problem on the basics to AAA to happen, to be honest. But we don't have the access yet. We don't have the acceptance yet. Probably there will be one game one day, we just start this trend and everything will be just coming after like an avalanche. Because I saw like a lot of gameplays, like literally, it looks like proper Call of Duty. It's an NFT game. I watched it and it was like, oh, that's amazing actually. But how this will happen, I think this will happen once we can actually bring the industry together a little bit closer, and then bring this gap together and make them talk and tell the industry dinosaurs and giants, tell them like how they can actually profit from that. And then also show this side area how they can actually open to bigger area of the gaming industry.
Before we passed on to team from Plutonians, I want to make some remarks here, because Emrah, you mentioned Ubisoft, right? What surprised me was, actually I invested in a game called Dogami, okay, and one of their investors is Ubisoft. I was surprised, yeah. So I was surprised by that, and it also shows that the giants are watching. Okay, they might not be ready to come in, full speed, but they are definitely by the side watching, oh, which way should I go, or when should I come in, right? Yeah. And I also suppose that Microsoft bought Activision is trying to get into the world of Metaverse, right? Because we all know that gaming is a good entry point, you know, before you step into the Metaverse. Yeah, yeah.
Of course, like
okay, next. Yep.
Just to add to that,
yep, sure.
Ubisoft declared last year on their investment fund, blockchain is one of their areas of focus, that's for sure. And also Microsoft buying, actually the trend started Microsoft buying Bethesda, which like Skyrim, Doom, etc. Those were like they're just basically adding those areas to their industry. And I'm totally agreeing with you that also Microsoft going to be actually they're planning to slap Facebook with their counteractions with the gaming site, I believe, on that metaverse fight that we will see more and more next 5 years to 10 years.
Okay, so guys, I think you guys learned that Emrah is a very connected person, right? So if you need any fund from Ubisoft or Microsoft, please go to him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So next, team, yep, share with us your secret sauce and how to make blockchain ready for AAA games here.
Yeah, thanks, Yuan. I think a lot of really good points were raised by everyone, but I think that when you think about compatibility between these two groups, essentially what you're talking about is one group of people who are crypto literate and they're on top of everything and they understand the technology and they understand the benefits. But crypto has a video game problem, and that is none of them are very good yet. On the other side, you have people who really are, super into games. And as Emrah pointed out, this is the $200 billion question, right? But video games have a persistent state problem, which crypto solves extremely well. So suddenly you find yourself locked in the middle with a growing group of people who are both, demanding those AAA experiences, but also have this new AAA experience of digital ownership in their games. And so they have new expectations for AAA games that form around, their experience in crypto. And so this is the population that will grow and eventually define the future of the metaverse. And I think, great points raised. I think Andy, you mentioned that wallet is a barrier. It is. If we're going to talk about is blockchain ready for AAA games, blockchain technology is absolutely ready. And there's a lot of blockchains out there, Solana, Zilliqa, a lot of great chains that are ready, but the human interface is playing catch up. So in terms of that AAA experience, it needs to be a AAA experience on the wallet as well, and even in the education, because a lot of these gamers, they're going to be coming into the space with completely different expectations. A lot of these people will not even have a wallet or know what a wallet is or does. So yeah, absolutely, it's really, really important to know your audience, and there is another pitfall as well. A lot of AAA gamers, let's call them, they still view this crypto incursion as microtransactions 2.0, which we all know in this room, we all know that's ridiculous. But that ultimately is when these two groups of people come together.
Yeah.
All right.
Meyer,
I think Andy has some comments to make, right? So please, yeah.
Meyer, I think to all the audiences again watching this, backed by Kevin DC, Meyer said something which is the most critical, and I think is currently the showstopper between the AAA games plus Metaverse, which is catching up. There's a lot of catching up to do. you just cannot, we are all blockchains people, but to bring that blockchain knowledge, the catching up has to be done. And I think, because of what Meyer said, it let me think back, why did Microsoft and Meta focus? One is focused on work. There isn't any blockchain there. They just want to bring the Metaverse experience, like collaboration. You can collaborate using the Metaverse. And Facebook didn't talk about NFT and stuff like that, but they are focusing only one word, Metaverse. So they want to fulfill the social part. I think the catching up will be done a lot thanks to Facebook and Microsoft, because of work and social is a very mass users that they can use and experience Metaverse. So due to these two, right? And while Sandbox and Decentralized Land is still building land ready for AAA games, not just traditional AAA games. I think they also want to do both, but their focus is blockchain. So blockchain AAA games really have more benefit in moving, which is why I think the game infrastructure is ready. And I think if you don't agree with me and team, look at the way it is, right? It is still education. Just how cryptocurrency works, it's going to take me at least 2 weeks to talk to the people. We don't even want to talk about the technology works. And how to integrate, we don't really have to care that, right? That will be done by the game publisher, the infrastructure is there. So I think my take is that AAA and Metaverse, I feel there's a lot of catch up to do, but is the world ready for it? No. Is it exciting? Yes. Is it going to be massive? I think it's going to be very massive because it's proven work, social, and I hope blockchain games will be the giant in terms of to go into the Metaverse by having blockchain AAA games in Metaverse.
Yeah, that's the
Yep,
shitty
I think
part. Sorry, that's the hard part of being an early investor to a developing industry, that you have to sail to the uncharted seas, right? But also I think that's the more fun part.
Yep.
I would also add, I would also add, especially in regards to what Emrah and Andy have said, you know, Steam, and you know, I think James was a bit more optimistic than me. I think there are two sides, two very clear sides. Where that line is drawn in the sand, that's ultimately up to corporate interests. But Steam blocking blockchain games, Ubisoft with their trial attempts, let's call them, it's a nice euphemism. I think there is confusion on both sides, you know, but I don't see Steam blocking blockchain, and I don't see any of this as a problem. I see it as a huge opportunity. And, you know, maybe Andy and Emrah will be the ones to take advantage of that.
If you can make Steam afraid shitless, then there's something going on, you know. If Steam
exactly
is
right,
like,
right.
If Steam is not a publicly listed company making $5 billion revenue, you know, and so if you're making Steam afraid with upcoming tide, that it means that you probably hold the future. But how is going to be happen? This is us to decide. You know, this is what we are going to make.
Yeah, and Kara,
it's quite a compliment to be blocked.
Yeah, and guys, not forgetting, right? I think one of the way to resolve the education part is always through, monetization, which is why I think the blockchain community and companies like every one of you here are doing a great job. Why? We are bringing monetization, and through monetization, that's the one most important thing that I think the blockchain community has been doing well, which is NFT. NFT is the most important thing to get anybody who doesn't need to understand what is Solana, what is ETH, what is Bitcoin. He just need to know any product can become a digital, and then he start to monetize. So I think NFT has resolved a great way for people to understand, because all blockchain games, you need NFT. The fundamental is NFT, right? So by resolving that issue with the help of the blockchain people, and to the future of people who are watching this, maybe after I kick the bucket 20 years, you will realize that we are setting the history. Blockchain is setting the history for futures people in the millennium because of through a great way of NFT. So with NFT, I think use that to hook the people to understand blockchain.
Yeah, I think one lucky thing is the young population, right? The young generation, they tend to pick up things much faster now, right? Yeah, even old dogs like me, I'm keeping some Dogami virtual pets, right? NFT, so yeah, I think we have traveled a long way, but it's certainly getting easier, right? So I got into the blockchain industry in 2017, I remember that time, when I spoke to people, I said, I'm doing digital currencies, Bitcoin and all this Ethereum. People look at me like you are a scammer, right? Yeah. But now how things have changed, right? Yeah, even the current, the wars and all this, right? Even the governments are talking about, cryptocurrencies, how to block certain country from using it, how to prevent, money laundering, escaping all the bank controls and all this, right? Let's see, things are really happening fast. Yeah. So to test all the guests on this panel that they really know their stuff, okay, why not we test them with a very basic question, So maybe we can start with, James from World Overlay. So you say that, a blockchain can do this, blah, blah, blah. So what layer 1 or layer 2 have you chosen for your projects and why?
Do you mean just the blockchain layer or our
Yes.
entire technical infrastructure?
Blockchain layer, yeah.
Okay, for us, we are currently looking at Ethereum as well as gas efficient layer 2 solutions like IMX or Polygon. That's just for us. I'm sure there are a lot more possible chains like Solana and Terra and others as well. Yeah.
So why, right? Yeah, you obviously
Why?
have a reason. Yeah.
Mostly for liquidity reasons. I think Ethereum and these layer 2s are still the most established with regards to liquidity and as well as a ready customer base of people who have these assets and would be willing to use these assets. Because I think one of the key things about blockchain games or blockchain metaverses is that that there are like digital assets, right? NFT tokenized assets, and what we are looking at is to offer our services or our platform eventually in an interoperable environment across chains, but initially at the place where there's the most market at, which is still Ethereum and these layer 2s.
Okay, so we have one vote for Vitalik Gang, right? Yep. So next, Emrah, your project, which blockchain do you choose? Either for your project or for your token? Yep.
We are actually talking with different partners still to actually who can onboard our transaction first, because our system basically works on mints from every single license key and NFT and then pushes to the chain. So
all right.
Yeah, but for us
so,
to yeah, tell me.
So you're saying that if Polygon gives you 1 million, you use Polygon, and if Tezos give you 500,000, you take Tezos, right? Whatever.
Yeah, I cannot say what we are talking with different parties. Of course, cash is nice, but also but also the other problem is that the TPS volume should be good enough, because when we ask like, okay, we are like when somebody wants to insert 10,000 keys to the system and suddenly we have like overload and we have to wait like 15 minutes to transfer the keys, etc. That would be a big problem. So we are actually solving it like some of course some architectural move arounds with it, but also for us the biggest part is the system shall be fast enough and strong enough to unload our transactions. Let me give you some data. What kind of transactions we are talking about with our own network and also with our investors network at the moment. we can go up to 10 million to 15 million games transactions a year very fast. So and we can actually, like, let's say double to triple it in next other year. So the amount of the transactions we can actually bring to the chain is huge. That's why we are always like still talking, but soon in a couple of weeks we will decide.
All right. So to summarize, Emrah is saying that, okay, money talks. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Okay. So next, what about Teal? What do you think? What have you chosen for your blockchain for your project? Layer 1 or layer 2? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Layer one all the way. I hope I can speak frankly here. I think the big question mark over layer 2s is that Ethereum is going to get upgraded one day. That being said, this is a funny question. I feel like this is like a choose your fighter select screen or something. It's like, okay. But yeah, look, for Plutonians, we went with Solana. So basically we're not blind. We are, we're hodlers, we're participants. We see what people are putting out. And what we were seeing was a lot of projects were coming to these same technical solutions, if you will, that were based around EVM and the limitations. But when you're building to limitations, you're kind of locking yourselves into whatever's available right now. The metaverse is, by definition, an evolving standard. We aren't going to see metaverse final form until 2 years, 5 years, maybe even 10 years, right? So as CTO, I'm to blame. I'll put my hand up, bring in the complaints form. That's fine. But ultimately, I saw it as my job to kind of skate to where the puck is going to be. Money does talk. Fair enough. Solana is a very new chain, but it's seen exceptional growth. And when I and the team, we started digging into the Solana documentation and actually seeing firsthand the capabilities of that layer 1, we really had to, there was no other option. Now, I say that I am the biggest Solana maxi in the room. Again, bring in the form. But I think ultimately the future will be multi-chain. And I always say this, we're not allergic to multi-chain. We're not allergic to other chains, but it needs to be a pragmatic choice and it needs to be meaningful in the context of gameplay, because ultimately we're making games. Yeah.
Okay, so Teal, to summarize, basically you're saying that James is wrong and Emrah
I didn't say
listen
that.
to
Did I
you.
say that? I didn't say that.
Hi,
Just
sorry,
kidding.
maybe I can clarify a little bit, right? I don't believe I'm in any disagreement with Meyer. I think it's important to understand what building a game or developing a game or a virtual world represents, right? So I think blockchain confers like several opportunities for game development. When you can input NFTs, you can like make use of blockchain transactions for security and transparency. But at the end of the day, it's not very useful for gaming aspects that requires real-time interactions. So the fact of the matter is that a great part of like game development or virtual world development is still hosted and done by centralized solutions today. And maybe we move on from there like years ahead. But yeah, like I think that most blockchain layer 1s are more than conducive enough to handle the kind of transactions that we require them to process such NFT digital assets or some base in-game state kind of logic kind of transactions.
Maybe we do disagree. that is the exact reason why we went with Solana, just because we weren't seeing that kind of that meaningful interaction with the blockchain, and Solana was capable enough to give us real-time gameplay on chain. Yeah.
Okay, so I think after this events, we'll ask the the audience to vote. Who is more right. There's no right or wrong for now. Yeah, let's listen. Maybe from FOTA. William, what's your take? Yeah.
Yeah, so for us, we went for FOTA actually. So we went with BSC. It's a very common choice, I guess, because BSC runs in the parallel with Binance native Binance chain, which allow users to get the best of both worlds, and with the high transaction capacity of Binance chain and the smart contract functionality of Binance chains and stuff like that. So for us, with layer one for FOTA, we choose Binance Smart Chains, even though we do have quite a few offers from other chains, such as recently we announced the integration with Polygon. I don't know if you guys, Andy and Yuan, probably heard that news, but for other, like for example, Hecko is also announcing from Woobi. It's also announcing that they are having their own chain, and they also invited us to do an integration with them. This is something that we do have a consideration for it, but for us, we want to focus first, just as Meyer said, it's gonna be a long road. It's gonna be 2 years, 3 years until we see fully the picture of the metaverse, what it kind of looks like, or what kind of a AAA game can come into the full picture. So for us, this is something that we wanted to have it open for opportunities, I guess. Thank you so much.
Okay, so to summarize, we have 1 vote for BSC, 1 vote for Solana, 1 vote for ETH. So Andy, tell us who is the winner. And what have you chosen as for the aggregator platform here?
Sorry guys, first of all, this wasn't pre-arranged, okay? And I have to say James is
Clearly
on
not.
BSC. Okay, James is on BSC, but and we are also currently working with Metis on the layer 2. I think you look at BSC now, right? They are still trying to resolve some of the problems, which is the consensus mechanism, which allow for cheaper and faster transaction. But I think they are not so ready now, which is why layer 2 become popular, right? And that's the reason why we have been working with Metis, because of the cost, the speed, the functionality, the usability, the scalability, and also the doubt, right? So but I think the reason why we are on BSC and want to work with Metis for layer 2 is because we feel right now the urgency is to ensure low transaction cost and speed. Because Gen's being the platform, we are going to aggregate all the Gamefi partners, and there's going to be a huge users that is going to use our system. So with Metis as our solution partner, we resolve the 2 biggest problems, which is cost and speed. Then we later on feel at the point on time, somebody mentioned multi-chain, right? And BSC is also trying to achieve the consensus mechanism for lower cost. I think over time, we may not need to have the layer 2 anymore. It's just purely layer 1. I give a very simple context for all the audiences, but maybe before we end or something, I just want to take this time to thank you, Kevin VCs for supporting this, and so also Blocklike for organize this thing. Yeah. So think of it like a credit card, right? I think Yuan is the best person to know this. Initially, when we start with the credit card, everybody has their own machine, like Diners and Visa. There is no multi-Visa machine. Everybody have their own machine. It's the same as blockchain today. And then, so if you ask me the future, I think we are working on technology. It's very fast that we can work on the multi-chain. And once we are on multi-chain, the whole blockchain community can be connected. And it means it's also less user interface and education to the users. Right now, it's very troublesome. Metaverse wallet and other things, and then you need to peer-to-peer buy and exchange. But I think with the help of multi-chain, it's going to resolve all this. Coming back to the credit card, right? Look at how credit card is so advanced now, right? They from machine into online, which is why you can pay credit card online. It is the same thing. What we are doing, what I'm saying now, blockchain, in terms of the chain, is just like the credit card. And Visa Diners, finally, they managed to multi-chain Visa, right? One machine can accept all kind of cards and also like ATM cards with one machine. So that's really why Gems think we should have 2 layers for now. But I feel in future, which I think all of us agree that we will move on to multi-chain. And I think the blockchain companies, the community and the organization are working closely together to have this happen. Because with this, I think blockchain can supersede into the traditional world at a faster speed, just like how the credit card did it.
Yuan, then I'm going to declare the winner. I think the winner is multi-chain.
Yes, that is what I want
yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
so Emrah is Emrah is hoping
everyone,
that, you know, CZ give him some money, you know, Vitalik give him some money, you know, Solana give him some money.
yeah, crowdfund us from all the
DM's
chains.
open.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about, you know, what stage your project is, right? Because obviously I have the you know, honor of knowing each of your project, right, and some sort of involvement. Yeah, so we know that, you know, and also like how the audience can get involved in your project and all this, right? So maybe you can start with James. World Overlay. At what stage is your project at right now? You know, and what kind of support you need from the other panel guests, and how we can collaborate to make it better, or let the you know, the audience know how can we make your project a success so that it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the opportunity for me to share. Financially, we are currently in our seed round. In terms of our product, we are working on not just one product, but more than that. So we are working on creating our virtual world builder, where different people or users can come in and try our builder and build virtual worlds for themselves, absolutely free. And we are also building our own self-published world called Aetheron. And on top of that, we are also offering missing technical infrastructure, I believe, where we offer an interface for people to access these virtual worlds, as well as any games that we integrate henceforth as well. So that's the product-wise. Our product timeline is approximately 6 to 9 months from now. But we do have playable demos and some trailers that people can see how you probably can enjoy playing our worlds as well. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Okay,
I just checked my bank. I got the last 1,000 USD. Should I put it into your project?
Our minimum commit amount is substantially higher than that, but maybe you could yeah. I mean, happy to talk, man. But yeah, maybe the minimum ticket size would be substantially more than that.
Okay, yep. Yeah, let's hope you have a very good seed investor, you know,
Yeah.
so that it might even make you change your layer one choice. Hopefully, just like
Yeah,
Emrah.
definitely looking forward to that. Yeah, we are happy. We have talks with other chains as well.
Cool. So from all the other chains, you know what to do, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Emrah, at what stage your project is right now, and what kind of support you need from the audiences and the other panel guests, right?
So what we have done so far was we basically focused on developing the product first. We just wanted to make sure that product is working. And last year we basically invested some money from our own pockets, okay, around $300,000, and also got another pre-seed investment, which is another also $350,000. And we built the product in a way that was very bad to use. I mean, the developers developed the UX. So it was very hard to use, etc. But the system worked, and we already transacted more than 500,000 digital keys to our close partners in the beginning, and it works. And now we are actually enhancing the product in terms of the UX, UI, and real-time reporting connectors to other parties that you are going to work with. But right now, actually, our current cash status is we can actually build the basic product. But now we are in our seed round investment towards ICO, and that we are actually planning to use that income to market the product, to reach out to sell the product, basically to make it like open to everyone. So basically, the product is by April ready to test for open to the third parties, etc. So we will start with an invite only. And we are hoping to be during the ICO time, which is like June, July, we want to be open, public, so people will be able to create accounts, coming and use the product as they wish. So we on our seed round, we are almost closing it. Right now, we were aiming to have like 850,000, and we already almost reached there. If anyone is interested in seed round, and please let me know ASAP. And now after next month, we are going to declare our private round, and then towards the ICO until the end of the year. And we are in total, we are hoping to raise around 5 million to further research and development to bring Web 2 to Web 3, and also further marketing and sales operations.
Okay,
So
actually, I just checked. Yeah, I actually just checked my bank account. I missed 10, so I do have the last 10,000. Would you take my money? Should I go all in?
We can always like have you on board, Yuan, whenever you want. No problem,
Okay.
of course.
Okay,
of course.
Kara doesn't have a bite size.
But of course, our also ticket size is like normally like a little bit higher than that.
Oh, James, you're spreading the wrong virus, James.
Of course, with like people that we love to work with, and who can open us the biggest horizons, we are always happy to talk.
All right, Q, what stage? And what do you need from everyone? Yeah.
So yeah, great. I really like Emrah's approach. Building first, and Plutonians actually started with a VR demo, which is still on the site. So yeah, definitely go and play that. But we really wanted to make it clear from day one that we were serious and also gameplay focused. Rather than kind of jumping directly into the gameplay stuff. And it really speaks to our approach. Like, if we do anything, it needs to be pragmatic, and it needs to be meaningful. But yeah, as the project progressed, we realized we wanted to have much more community interaction. So we actually set up something that wasn't even on the roadmap, and that's labs. So Plutonians labs, labs.plutonians.tech. So labs is where we can share code and gameplay experiments that aren't necessarily production ready, but obviously have tremendous value in the community and getting feedback on that. So that's where we can host those experiments and kind of a live progress, right down to the version number. So look, we know not everyone wants that level of engagement, but we're serious about empowering the community. So labs.plutonians.tech, look, the current events, I can't go without saying when TGE, the current events and obviously listing on a top tier sex has slowed our TGE. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We started a when TGE competition, guessing competition on Twitter, and our community and our partners have been really amazing in supporting that. And they understand that it's definitely in the best interest of the project. But yeah, apart from that, we're super excited. We've got so much coming up. On labs, you can see what's coming up ahead of time to get excited about. We've got an amazing partnership with Aldrin.com for Gamefi and staking rewards. We've got so many partnerships we're ready to announce, but we're not there yet. But again, maybe this is an opportunity, because it's not too late to get involved. So yeah, I'd encourage everyone to play the demo, check out labs, subscribe to all the things, and let's build the metaverse together.
Okay, so Q, I know that your project is at a more advanced stage, right? Than VaultN and also like a World Overlay, and you have gone through the Launchpad stage, right? So maybe you can share with, for the benefit of others, right? Even James has not gone through the launchpad stage, right? And I think FOTA,
Okay, yeah,
not yet. Just share your experience with the rest, yeah.
Good luck. No. Yeah, look, Launchpad, a launch is always a very exciting time. So yeah, make sure you're stocked up on energy drinks. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say, pace yourself, and yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. William, what stage is FOTA at right now? Share with us some insights.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. In light of what Meyer said, really, I think for IDO and IEO and launching plan, this is something that I think is very challenging, because the balancing the profits, the benefits of the partners, and as well as our investors, and with the launching partners, is something that I'm juggling right now. And what, guys, it's really good news that you guys are here witnessing this today, because I just received the agreement from the top tier sex that I was working with. And you know about this. Of course, I can't really announce the name yet, because it's going to be something that I'm trying out for the first time in my crypto space career, which is the combination, the golden combination with IEO and IDO. This is something that I've been told that it's impossible to do, which is why I'm really excited to tell you guys that we got it. Thanks. Anyway, so I was a little bit too excited. Anyway, let's back to us.
Share with us the first letter. Just kidding.
Okay. Okay. Yes, something really big. Top two.
Starts with
Yeah. They're top 3, I guess. That would be comfortable to say, but yeah. Thank you guys for being here with me for that. And so to let you guys know regarding our plan, we are planning to launch at end of March, which is a few weeks to come. And then after that, we will release our official gameplay for stage 1. And moving on with Q3 for 2022, we'll have our stage 2 of the game, which is the hero moving around with the environment. And then for stage 3, which is Q4 of 2022, end of this year, we would have the integration with mixed reality Microsoft Mesh technology. This is also something that is very exciting for us. And I would love to have you guys stay tuned with us and be connected until that day. Okay.
Yeah, if William doesn't mind, I'll share a little story, right? Yeah. So when I first got to know William, right, and I know that he's working on this project, and I follow his the project's community, I was like, wow, it's a big number, right? And I said, and then we spoke about how we could collaborate, right? And then I got to know Andy much earlier. I said, Andy, William is in Vietnam, I'm not too sure whether they are really real. Can you go and check on him? And then Andy said, yeah, let me go and talk to them, right? Oh, and then Andy came and said, oh, those guys are genuine, man. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So I think we should always, try our best to collaborate, and because we are at the very beginning of this industry, we work together to become stronger, right? And also, like now I know William very well, right? Yeah, he's also the kind of like a leading fund of leading this FOTA funding effort and all this, and he is the like an incubator. So if anyone interested to talk to him, feel free. Very nice guy, knows a lot right now, and then he's going to be big one day, right? So let's, William, we need you.
Thank you so much, Ian.
Yeah. So next,
Really
Andy,
words.
yeah, Andy, what can you share with us? What stage are you at right now? Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, I think Yuan has let everybody have a chance to do shilling for their products. Thank you, Yuan, so much. On the personal,
sharing, this is finance life.
Yuan, first of all, thank you because of your connections, because of your business relationship, and in the crypto world that you have done so much. We have got, Gems has got a very private, successful private round. We have gathered over 32 VCs and 60 over partners, plus 10 over ecosystem technology that we have just signed MOU with. So Yuan, on a personal note, on behalf of CEO of the Gems, thank you so much. You've been a great partner. I want to honor you at this channel. Yeah. Moving forward, Gems itself, you know that we are preparing for our IEO. So launchpad wise, I'm not sure if it's good to mention some names, but I think I will leave it for next session to mention. But we are working with top tiers and we move up to tier 1 launchpad that we are in talks with them. So I think the chances are pretty high that we can work out something with them. Of course, the next big thing that I also want to hold on to the next to mention, but I can tell you we are moving levels above for exchange above tier 2 already to try to get the top. Just for the benefit of everyone, why launchpad and exchange are important. You guys, it's very simple, right? If today your money is put in the top bank or your investment is with the top bank, people feel more safe, right? In the blockchain world, it's something similar. So just for the benefit of everyone who is also watching this. And I know that this show is going to end. I want to take this chance to thank you, Blocklike, who have taken a lot of effort to host. And this is probably the 3rd or 4th that we're going to do more, and also organized by Let's Group and backed by Kevin VCs. But last but not least, Yuan, thank you so much. I think with your effort and doing more panel talks like that, it helped us to educate the public, not only the non-traditional people, but also the crypto world. And I look forward to do more and together with other members today in this show also.
All right, so guys, you know, last chance, okay, for you to, okay, hopefully I can use this word, to shield your project and why people should back your project, right? So let's start with our world overlay. Remember, this is Finance Live, right? If you don't see me for the next panel discussion, you will know that they don't like my style of giving you guys chances to showcase your project in such a shilling way, right? So, James, hopefully I'll be here, but watch what you say, and so your turn, yeah.
Yeah, thanks Yuan for the chance. Yeah, we are just starting our project. We'll be super happy if people check out our website, worldoverlay.com. In the website, we also show our game trailer where we show the kinds of different gamification features that you can build yourself in all our different various virtual worlds. Yeah, and we currently have a closed door launch coming up soon, and we'll be more than happy to share with you guys the socials when they do come up, and would be great if you guys can just keep track of our progress and be with us along the way as we move towards product delivery sometime in the future as well.
All right, thanks, James. Yeah. Next, okay, we let Emrah. Time to shoot, bro.
So thank you for the opportunity again, Yuan. What can I say for the project is that we are games industry veterans working in this industry very well networked for a long time, and we are actually planning to solve a real problem that is happening right now as like a feature, like a function wise, and then help the games industry to evolve to a better condition with our product, which is a digital supply chain solution for digital assets. And we believe that we can be the guys who can close that gap that we are talking about since the beginning of this talks, that bringing the Web 2 and Web 3 together, bringing that $200 billion industry to blockchain industry, and then blockchain and crypto side towards the Web 2 area. This is where we want to work, and this is where we are strong of. But we believe also that everything moves step by step. I totally see the future going towards the blockchain gaming and NFT side. But as I told also Ubisoft, etc., like all these like big guys are still selling CDs. So we have to help them. Like we are educating the crypto investors, we are educating the industry. We should also educate the publishers, the gaming industry with us. So that's why we believe that our solution can be a nice tool to bring them in. and then slowly evolve them towards the next generation. And we would like to be those connection and stepping stone between Web 2 and Web 3, and then make all these realities happen. And hopefully one day will be helpful to all of you guys. Bring your assets to the traditional side of the industry and create more value together. And I think that this is where we are very strong of, and this is what we are going to achieve very soon, I believe.
Cool. Yeah. So Theo, last chance to shoot on Binance Live this time.
I might, yeah, I might. Look, you know, Plutonians, go Plutonians. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Discord, Telegram, all the things. Check us out. But I would probably use this time just to say, just to re-say, you know, the metaverse is bigger than any one single company, and we, the Plutonians team, we celebrate other projects and other projects winning, because we see any win in the space benefits everyone else. And, you know, I think I'd like to thank, you know, James and William, Emrah, Andy, everyone, Blocklike, and you know, definitely thank you, Ewan, for having me. I think, you know, we are making history, and it's get ready to see a lot more of these faces.
Cool. Yeah. That's a very good show for the entire industry. That shows how selfless they are, right? Yeah. So that's a very good one. Yeah. So William, your turn.
I thought I said so.
More shooting. Oh, okay. You don't.
I thought I already see a lot for the project.
Oh, that's already a big one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's already a really big one. And thank you again, Meyer, for saying thank you for this industry. We're here to make history. And I really appreciate what you said. And thank to each and every one of you here, especially the organizers, to make this happen. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Yuan and Andy. And
okay, so
I guess, yep, that's it for me though.
Yep. So let's stay in touch and try to, like what Theo has said, right? I think we can make together. We can make this industry better. You know, anyone feel free to reach out, any one of us, you know, and see how we could, you know, collaborate and make this industry even better. Like what I said, we are in a very special time, right? Given the COVID, given the uneasy situation that we are all in, it's kind of sad to see what's happening in, you know, somewhere there, you know. But you know, we try to do it together through our own, you know, capacity and make this world a better place, right? I believe that, you know, in Metaverse, it's a much happier place to be. Hopefully, I'll see you guys there, you know. Yep. So with this, we end our session.
Definitely.
So thank you, guys. Yep.
Hopefully,
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Thanks so much. See ya.
Thank you. Thank you.